Alright, hello fun and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the Stealth Suit New Vegas mod, which is being made by users Darkman and Nova Finch. And what this glorious little piece of fork looks to add into the game is a recreation of the Assassin and Stealth suits from Fallout New Vegas, and I love this mod, as not only is it adding in a cool set of armor from my favorite Fallout game, but it's just really good looking. And as you can see from all of the mannequins I have here, you've got a large variety of options to make it your own, and that is pretty wonderful. But yeah, these suits of armor are just beautiful. I really do like these things. So let's take a look at the first of the suits, which is just the standard stealth suit, which with this, it'll give you 28 physical damage resist, 25 energy resist, 10 radiation resist for just a weight of 10.3. Now it is a full outfit, which does provide you with a decent amount of armor, but you can actually modify this thing into 6 different variants of the stealth suit, so that you can adjust the various damage resistances, as well as you can see here, how the model itself looks, which is pretty cool. And on top of that, you can then add 11 different texture variations, which is very cool. We've got some fun options here with everything from the Institute and Vault Tech to the Enclave, and it is pretty darn nice, so you can really customize this to what you'd like. Now, after the standard stealth suit, we then have the Stealth Suit Mark II, which has quite a bit more damage resistance at 58 physical resist, 55 energy resist, 25 radiation resist, but it's a lot heavier at 23.2. Now, this one doesn't have the different model variations that the standard stealth suit does, but it does still have the 11 texture variations. Now, they are the same textures that you do get with the regular stealth suit, but since on the Mark II you do have the cool armor bit on the back, you get some more interesting details, like on the Minuteman one, well, in general, you kind of look like a Captain American thing going on here. And on the back, the armor plate has the Protect the People bit engraved there. And it's just a fun, nice little addition. I do love all the texture variations on this, as well as the different armor variants that you do get here with the Mark I version of the stealth suit. Now, as you can see on the models, not a whole lot changes between some of them. Like with the Scout version, it goes from that up to the Infiltration version, which basically just is the same thing but with pouches. Then you start getting some armor plating with the Recon version, but then pretty much the final 3 of the Spec Ops, the Stealth, and the Armored Stealth Suit, they really all pretty much look the same. There are a few minor variations here and there, but yeah, they are very, very similar. What really does change things up, though, is again, the 11 different textures you have on these things. It is very cool. I love all of them. Now, let's talk briefly about how you do get your hands on one of these beautiful sets of armor, and it's quite simple. You just need to go to any chemistry station in the world where you'll have a new stealth suit category here. And if we go in there, you can see we can create the stealth suit for a mere 22 aluminum, 12 ballistic fiber, 12 circuitry, 6 fiber optics, and 6 nuclear materials, as well as rank 3 in armor and rank 2 of sneak. Now, the stealth suit takes a little bit, or the stealth suit Mark II rather, takes a little bit more, because you actually are going to have to go out in the world and find a damaged Mark II stealth suit, which you can find at Relay Tower 1DL-109. And inside there, you'll find this damaged suit. And then if you take that along with 12 aluminum, 4 ballistic fiber, 16 circuitry, and 8 fiber optics, as well as again the rank 3 in armor and rank 2 in sneak, you are good to go. Now, I actually need to make myself another one of the regular stealth suits because I forgot to add one into my inventory for when we look at the modifications here. But yes, with that armor in hand, you can then go to the modifications, and oh boy, do we have a lot of options here. Now let's look at the standard one here, and as you can see, we got a lot of categories. First off, we have the linings, your pretty typical stuff of padded, pocketed, asbestos, etc., to really change up your armor a bit. But then we also have arm sort of linings, where you can have nothing or braced, aerodynamic, brawling, weighted, and stabilized. Again, all things to change up your stats a little bit, which is pretty cool. We then have leg add-ons for either none, custom fitted, cushioned, or sleek. And then we have just an add-on category where you can get motorized joints, damage amplifiers, and heavy plating to really up the armor factor there. And then if you want to up that armor factor even more, well, ballistic weave, where you can of course go all the way up to Mark 5 ballistic weave on this thing, and that's wonderful. Mark 5 ballistic weave plus the heavy plating on this and the lining arms and legs really make this a pretty awesome set of armor for you to use. Now then, in materials, we do have the different 11 texture options of either the Standard, Gunners, Minutemen, Brotherhood of Steel, Children of Atom, Enclave, Institute, Vault-Tech, Assassins, Black Ops, and then the Mark II material, which are all very fun texture options to really, make it stand out as your own. And then finally, for this suit, we have the variants, where we either have the Scout, Infiltrator, Recon, Spec Ops, Stealth Suit, or Armored that I did mention earlier. So, between the different variants, all the different modifications, and ballistic weave, you can really make this an impressive set of armor. Now, as for the Mark II version, we have all the same sort of things. Like, we have the linings, we have the arms, we have the weave, we have the legs, just like we did before. And on the add-ons, though, bit different. We have either motorized joints, damage amplifier, or stealth field, which is what mine has. So when you do crouch, you'll get that sort of stealth boy effect, which is awesome. And it also comes on when you're injured too, which is cool. I really like that. It helps you get out of a sticky situation. We also have an extra thing in here of firmware, where at the basic level, you're just gonna have, well, the typical thing. But then you can upgrade it all the way up to 1.4 to increase your movement speed while sneaking. All helping out things, and also, as you can see, once you get up to 1.3, you also start getting additions to perception and agility, which is very cool. I really do like that. And again, sadly, we don't have the variants in here for you to change up the look, but we do still have those same 11 texture materials for you to use, which is always good. And yeah, it's just a very cool, awesome set of armor. Now, two minor sad points. First is that, unlike in the version of this armor in Fallout New Vegas, it does not dispense stims. The mod makers decided against it because there are more bad effects for stims, especially if you're playing in hardcore mode or with realism mods, so they didn't want to add in that feature. And the second is, it doesn't have a voice. And I think that one, if I'm remembering correctly on the mod page, was due to just limitations of what they could do with the mod. But yes, we sadly don't have the fun voice talking to us with our armor, which is a little sad, but oh well, what are you gonna do? You still get a cool set of armor that you can add some cool textures to, some amazing modifications that really make it a powerful bit of kit to have, and overall, just a fun bit of armor to play around with. Now, I should also mention there is a legendary version, or well, not maybe not a legendary, but a unique assassin suit version that you can find at the Greater Mass Blood Clinic. I didn't want to look at that one because I mainly wanted to look at the ones that you create here, as per usual on the mod reviews. But yeah, it's just another fun variation and a sort of unique version of the suit, which is cool. But yes, overall, it's a fun armor mod that is very, very fun to play around with. And again, I just enjoy always seeing things coming back from New Vegas, as it was my personal favorite of the Fallout games. But that, my friends, is going to be it for this episode. I hope you all have enjoyed, and that you do come back for the next one. Hopefully, we'll be looking at yet another wonderful mod. But until that time, thank you for watching. And as always, have a good one.